Hello everyone, this is Miss Christelle and welcome to our arts class. So our topic for today is all about drawing and its elements. Let's start. So what should I learn today? What should you learn today? Number 1, identify the definition of drawing. Number 2, distinguish and identify the three different types of drawing. Number 3, define lines, shapes, colors, and texture as elements of drawing. And lastly, identify different lines, shapes, colors, and textures. So we're good to go. Let's proceed. What is drawing? Drawing allows us to make pictures of any object. So you can draw a boy or a girl's face, an animal, any object, or even an event that you want to remember. You can use pencil, crayon, or pen when you are making a drawing. Let's proceed to the three different types of drawing. The first one is what we call a portrait. A portrait is a drawing of a person's face. So when you draw one person's face, then it is called a portrait. Second one, we have family portrait. So when family members' faces are drawn, it is called a family portrait. And lastly, we have drawings of schools and other things. When you draw a school building, when you draw any object that we use in our daily lives, it falls under a type of drawing called drawings of schools and other things. Again, what are the three different types of drawing? We have portrait, family portrait, and drawings of schools and other things. Next, let's have the four elements of arts in drawing. The first element is line. So when we say line, it is formed by connecting two dots. So if you connect two dots, then you form a line. Next, we have the different types of lines. The first one that we have is called horizontal line. A horizontal line moves from left to right. Next, we have vertical line. Vertical lines move from up and down. Again, vertical line, up and down. And lastly, we have what we call slanting lines. Slanting lines do not move straight up or straight across. So it doesn't look like horizontal or vertical. It looks like a diagonal line. So it can move like this or like this. Again, what are the three types of lines? We have horizontal, vertical, and slanting. Next, let's have shapes. So if lines are formed by connecting two dots, shapes are formed when lines are connected together to cover a space. So we have five basic shapes. Let's have the first one. First one is a rectangle. A rectangle has two short sides and two long sides. We have square. A square has four equal sides. A circle. Circle has no sides or corners. We have a triangle. A triangle has three sides and three corners. And lastly, an oblong, which is a stretched circle. Let's recall what are the 5 basic shapes. We have rectangle, square, circle, triangle, and oblong. Next, let's have colors. So in art, colors make drawings exciting. It makes our art more attractive and more beautiful. So we have two kinds of colors that we are going to discuss for today. The first one is the primary colors. Primary colors are yellow, blue, and red. Second kind of color is what we call the secondary color. When we say secondary colors, they are formed by combining two primary colors. The first one is a combination of yellow and blue. So, a combination of yellow and blue is green. We also have a combination of yellow and red, which is orange, and a combination of blue and red, which is purple. So I know you are very much familiar with the secondary colors because you did it in your assignments. Next one, we have texture. When we say texture, texture is something you feel as smooth or rough. We have smooth texture. So how do we create a smooth texture in our drawing? We need to draw many thin lines that are in one direction only. So just like in the drawing of an apple that you see on your screen, it creates a texture which is smooth because it has many thin lines going from up and down. Now we have a rough texture. When we say rough, it is formed by drawing many thick lines that are in different directions. Just like in the picture that you are seeing on the screen, the wood has a rough texture because there are lines moving in different directions. Are we clear on texture? That's good. Now, let us have values. According to John chapter 1 verse 3, all things were made through him, and without him was not anything made that was made. So this Bible verse means everything around us was created by God. The beautiful sceneries that we have, the animals that we have, the plants that we have, which can all be subjects for our drawing, these are all God's creation, and we need to care for it and protect it. Before we end our lesson, let's have a few reminders. So after you watch this video, please review in preparation for your quiz, which is also uploaded in your LMS. It is a 10-item quiz, which is timed for 30 minutes, and you can only have one attempt to answer it. Another reminder, please prepare for our class next week. We're going to have physical education or PE. Our topic will be body awareness. I hope you learned something today. That's all for our lesson. Goodbye, everyone.